Last week at Knob Noster State Park, we fixed stuffed break French toast. This week we tour our campsite and tour the campground. Rick and Lisa fixed crunch wraps for dinner and we fixed dessert. Shortbread cookies.
I think they're done, hon. The dump station.
Here is the picnic table built by the WPA. There are plenty of shaded picnic tables along with barbecue grills. This reservable shelter has a large grill along with plenty of seating for at least 50 people and this nice fireplace with a grill over it at the other end. The Lake Butte area is the trailhead for 2 of Knob Noster's 7 hiking trails. This lake provides anglers a chance to catch black bass, crappie, and channel cat, just to name a few of the warm water species. Kayaks can also be rented here. This is the parking area for the McAdoo Trail, which is a 4.9-mile equestrian loop.
Well, while supper is cooking, I figured I'd give you a little quick tour of our campsite. We are here at lot number 37, and this is what they call a family campsite. And the nice thing about these is we've got a spot here for one camper, and then you got a little gap, and then you've got a spot over here for your neighbor, your friend, family, whatever. And the nice thing about that is they are all the amenities of an individual spot, but they are $38 per night. This is a 30 amp electric spot, and the regular 30 amp spot here at the campground is $23. So the nice thing is you can actually save with two campers, about 8 together, camping together, about $8 per night. So that's kind of nice. And that more than pays for the, I think it's $6 or $6.50 or something like that, reservation fee for each reservation that you make. So kind of nice, you save a little bit of money, especially when you want to be close to somebody else, a couple campers. And that's pretty handy. I think a lot of your Missouri state parks do have these family camp spots. And this one has probably 5 or 6. And some of them are 30 amp and some of them are just basic with no electric hookup. So yeah, this one here, 37, is one of, as we found out, really nice because it's almost perfectly level. Rick and Lisa back Thursday didn't have to have any level blocks, neither did we. So it's very level. And the nice thing too, let's see, looking back here, this is the way in. Comes around and on back to the back part of the campground, back in there, and the sun set right up in there. So this, of course, is south. And if you see, when you get up under here, underneath the canopy of the trees, underneath where our camper is, we've got lots of shade. And even when that sun comes up tomorrow, back over in there, we're gonna have a lot of shade, which is really gonna be nice, because tomorrow's another one of those days where we're supposed to have over 100 degrees temp and maybe 110 degree heat index. So this shade's gonna be really nice. But yeah, this is a real good spot, number 37 here. Okay, now get a little quick sample of other amenities here. We can show them as I'm talking about it. Now, all of the campsites here have basic amenities, which include a lantern hook here, and they have their picnic table, and of course a fire pit with a grate for cooking on, and just like this one one's on this side, and then the one over there with friends, theirs is right here behind their camper. So pretty nice, great, and backs up to quite a bit of heavy wood to the south. So we got hamburger with seasonings, taco seasoning stuff, right?
Yep.
We got lettuce, tomato, and sour cream on this one. Crunched up Doritos, nacho cheese flavored, right?
Yep.
And queso dip.
And you can put onions on there if you want. And you said you wanted what size sauce? Mild or? All right.
Mild taco sauce.
Just pour a little bit over on it.
Nice.
This is always the fun part.
Fun part. You put a slit down at one side, didn't you?
Yes, yes.
then you can start folding. Then you just gotta fold it and roll it around, don't you? That's cool.
Yeah.
Is this shredded cheese?
No, dear.
No.
I'll put that one there. If you're ready, dear.
And when they all get built, they're gonna go right over here on this Blackstone. Blackstones are pretty nice. We've never used one, but Rick and Lisa's love theirs.
I quite haven't figured out how to do it on.
Hey, that sounds so good. Stick your implement in. I think it was his first,
It was.
Who? What's that?
What I did is I got a larger bowl that I mixed flour, I think it was a cup and a half of flour and a teaspoon of salt, or half a teaspoon of salt, mixed that together. In this bowl, put in 1/2 of a cup of just regular old granulated sugar. To that, we're gonna add a stick and a half of butter, right?
Right.
3/4 of a cup of butter.
And it says melted, but it's hot enough out here.
It's pretty much melted. And in this little Dutch oven for, set it in the sun for a minute, so. Okay. And 3 teaspoons, or tablespoon, of, now we don't have almond extract, but the original recipe, and you certainly can use it, we've used that before, works fine. You can use vanilla like this, vanilla or almond extract. Either one will work fine. Okay, so now I'm going to mix together. These are our wet ingredients. Now we're making apricot here today. We've done it with blackberry, raspberry.
You did it with strawberry one time, but I couldn't eat it.
Well, I was taking it somewhere I think where you weren't going to be going, so I took it there. Okay, that's good enough. Pour it in to the dry ingredients. There's no rising agent in this. This is a little different. No egg, no powdered
No egg, no milk,
No.
except for welded butter stopped.
I was thinking about no egg and baking powder. And
Yeah.
now, when you start mixing this together, you want to take a little bit that's kind of not completely done. You're going to have to blob it on top. We'll mix that up kind of a little bit later. If I have to, you can add just a little bit of more flour to that mixture so it's kind of crumbly. We've done that before, mixed it up and had a little crumble. So I'll pull out a little bit more of
That's probably
dry. I think that'll be fine. And then mix this up. Okay. All the way down to the bottom. All right. Now, get this couple of things out of the way. And we're going to do this in a 12-inch Dutch oven, which I have already lined with foil.
Because
It's a sweet dough, and it's easier when you get it done just to dump it out or pull it out of the Dutch oven, and the Dutch oven's clean. So, oops, sorry, not that one. Set that aside. Put our dough in.
or actually a cookie.
It's yeah, you're right. It is a cookie. It's a shortbread cookie, and these are going to be a bar cookie, quote. Now you kind of can start spreading it around, but what I usually do is use my fingers and just start working it in. Now it's pretty oily with all that butter, so you usually don't have to worry too much about it sticking to your fingers. If you do, you can put a little more cooking spray, a little bit of oil. I'm going to run it all the way out to the outside edge of our turnaround so I can get a little bit more this way. To bad. Okay. That's it. Next. Wipe my hands a little bit off of this. Got one nice big blob I missed there. Don't want to waste any of it we can. Okay. Next, right, Angel, is the apricot.
Simply fruit, yes.
Simple fruit is what we're doing. You can use like an all fruit spread is kind of what this is. I guess you can use regular preserves or something. We never have, but probably work fine. Now you're going to just kind of put them in.
How many ounces is that?
This is like 10 ounce. Yes, 10 ounce. Now we're going to put them in little dollops. My spoon's almost too big. All over in our Dutch oven. Now we don't want to go all the way to the edge when we spread it out. We want a little bit of gap around that outside. Okay, now that I've got it all out of the jar, I'm going to carefully spread it evenly as possible all around in our Dutch oven on top of our shortbread cookie. Next job, we are going to take our little dollops, kind of carefully, not over mix them. Should be a little crumbly. Put little dollops on top.
Who'd you get this recipe from?
Not for sure.
I know where.
Was it a Johnny Nick's?
Yes, it was.
He used to do the Campfire Cafe.
That's where Wade learned to Dutch oven cook.
Yeah. He used to do a lot of good recipes. He was pretty popular back in the day well, he didn't do much YouTube, but he was actually on RFD.
We tried to do RFD, but boy, that didn't work out very good. He wanted us to pay him to put on RFD TV.
That doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to get a nice little spread on there. One more ingredient on top, and that is sliced almonds. Now, I guess if you didn't like almonds, you could probably use another kind of a nut.
Yeah.
But this is really good.
The slice works best.
Yes, yeah, you're right. They gotta have a real light little crunch to them.
And they brown real nice too.
Yeah, there'll be nice and brown on there. And I don't know how much you're using, maybe a quarter cup or so. Just a nice little layer on top. Do it to your liking. I think the apricot's probably a favorite. It's got enough tartness to it, doesn't it, Angel?
Yeah.
As opposed to some of the others are pretty sweet, but don't have that tart like the apricot does. I think that's about got it, don't you, huh?
Yep.
Okay, now that is it. Charcoal is going to be lit here. It's already, you guys got to light it. This will hold for a few minutes. Go ahead and put the lid on. Keep critters out of it.
And we will come back when we start baking.
Yep, be back in a few minutes. Well, I think our charcoal's ready. Oh yeah. Got my tongs out here so they're handy. There we go. So we're doing, like I say, we're doing a 30-inch Dutch oven today. And like always, we're just basic baking. 350, 375 degree oven. So we will use our standard 30 pieces. 10 on the bottom, 20 on top. So let's get started. Alright, notice I put them all around the outside edge. That's what we always do when we're cooking. Baking in our Dutch oven. We don't need any hot coals in the center. No matter how well we rotate, we'll still get that hot spot and we'll burn. So, it's a basic checkerboard on top. Good ring around the outside edge. And then about 4 in the middle. Ought to do it. Now this is going to take about a 30-minute bake time. And so therefore we're going to rotate about every 10 minutes. And hopefully 30 minutes we'll have tonight's dessert. Alright, see you back in a few minutes. Alright, been about 10 minutes. This will be our first rotate. I'll leave this wind guard up. Like I say, it's extra dry here and there's a burn ban, so we can't have any open fires anyway. So with this wind guard, a little bit of breeze, we should hopefully keep all of our coals and ashes safe and up on this metal table. So, alright, 10 more minutes, we'll be back. Okay, it's been 30 minutes of cook time. Let's take a look and see if it is ready. See there, I think it's looking good. Okay, so now the only thing we have to do is we're going to let it cool a few minutes, and we'll use that foil to lift it out, put it on something where it'll cool, and then after it cools completely, we'll serve it up that way and have it for dessert after supper. Alright. Well, it's still hot. We had supper. Rick fixed these great crunch wraps.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Hamburger and all kinds of good stuff, but we got to get into this dessert real quick, so I'm going to sneak in here and cut off a piece of it and sample it. There we go. Edge piece for you, and an edge piece for me.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Ooh, it's still warm.
Just a little bit. Needs to be fairly cool so it kind of sets up.
That's good.
Don't forget, you gotta have a little butter in it.
Yeah.
That buttery bottom crust. Kind of like a cookie, basically. And
So let us know what kind of cookies you like to fix while you're out camping.
There's some other ideas of some bar cookies that you can do. Because your bar cookies are what really works the best in Dutch oven. Because you can just put them in something like this, cut them up.
The other ones is best used to cook it all, but you can still cook them out here. We've done the cookie all.
And sometimes you can take a regular
we did that
cookie like that and make it into a bar cookie.
We did it at Arrow Rock where we used to cook it all.
That's right.
Cookies.
Yeah.
So, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, please. 70% of the viewers are not subscribed. And it doesn't hurt nothing to subscribe. If you don't like us, you can always unsubscribe.
So, yeah.
Give us, like I said, a thumbs up, subscribe,
and share.
And give us a comment or two and share us on Facebook or Instagram.
All right.
And thank you for watching.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.